Listen, if you woke up this morning and the first thing you felt was disappointment, if you stared at your phone, scrolling, envying other people's lives instead of building your own, then yes, your life sucks right now, but here's the truth no one wants to tell you. It's your fault. And that's the best news you'll hear today. Because if it's your fault, then you can fix it. Stop pretending you're unlucky or waiting for the right time. That's just fear wearing a polite mask. The clock is ticking. Every day you waste complaining is a day you could have been building. Get angry. Not at the world, not at your parents, not at your boss. Get angry at the version of you that keeps settling for less. Use that anger like fuel. Burn down the excuses, burn down the laziness, burn down the comfort zone. You don't need motivation, you need a decision. Right now, right here, decide that you will never feel this low again. Decide you will outwork, outlearn, and outlast everyone. And when your back hits the wall, remember, that's when warriors are born. Taking full responsibility means understanding that your life is the direct result of your actions, your decisions, and your mind. Set nothing else. The world doesn't owe you anything. No one is coming to save you. The sooner you stop expecting someone to hand you a lifeline, the sooner you'll start building your own ship. People love to hide behind excuses because it's easier to point fingers than to point the thumb back at themselves. But every time you say it's not my fault, you're giving away your power, you're handing over the steering wheel of your life to circumstances, to other people, to luck. And then you wonder why you keep ending up somewhere you don't want to be. Look around. Every single thing in your life, your bank account, your health, your relationships is a reflection of the choices you've made. Harsh, yes, but it's also liberating, because if you created the mess, you can create the masterpiece. The man or woman you want to become will never emerge if you keep playing the victim. Victims wait. Victims complain. Victims rot in the same spot for years while blaming everyone else. You have to choose to be the kind of person who acts, adapts, and overcomes. You think your boss is the reason you're broke. No, your refusal to develop new skills is the reason you're broke. You think your friends are holding you back. No, you're holding yourself back by staying in their environment. You think life is unfair. Of course it is. The game was never fair, but the beauty is that it rewards those who learn the rules and play harder than everyone else. You can cry about the system, or you can bend it in your favor, but both choices require time and energy, so where are you spending yours? When you start accepting total responsibility, you strip away all the illusions. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions, because you realize they'll never come. You stop blaming the economy, the weather, the government, your childhood. You start asking better questions. What can I do today to get closer to my goals? What can I learn? Who can I become? Those questions lead to answers that force you to move, and once you move, momentum takes over. Responsibility isn't about guilt, it's about control. If you believe everything is someone else's fault, you also believe someone else has the power to change it. That means you've made yourself powerless, but when you take the blame, you also take the control. You're saying, this is my mess, so I'm the one who will clean it up. You give yourself permission to fix what's broken instead of justifying why it's broken. The truth is, most people don't want responsibility because it means they have no excuses left. It means they can't hide when they fail, but you can't build greatness without risk, and you can't build success without ownership. The moment you take responsibility, you're no longer a passenger in your life, you're the driver. Every win and every loss becomes yours, and that's the ultimate freedom. You can build something from nothing, you can recover from any setback, you can create a life so powerful that people can't ignore you. But it all starts with saying, it's on me, every part of it, and I'll do whatever it takes to change it. Weaponizing your anger means taking that fire inside you, the frustration, the disappointment, the bitterness of knowing you've been stuck, and turning it into fuel that propels you forward instead of letting it burn you down. Anger, in its raw form, is just energy. Most people waste it by exploding at others, complaining, or drowning in self-pity. But the sharp, pure edge of anger, when aimed at the right target, becomes the most powerful force you can harness. It's not about rage without direction. It's about focusing that emotional voltage into disciplined, unstoppable action. Think about the moments in your life that made you feel humiliated, underestimated, rejected. Those moments aren't just painful memories, they're weapons waiting to be forged. Most people let those experiences crush them. They carry the weight forever, using it as proof they're not good enough. But a warrior takes that same memory and rewrites the story. This is the day I decided I'll never feel this small again. That's where transformation begins, not from comfort, not from polite optimism, but from a deep, burning refusal to stay the same. When you get truly angry at your own mediocrity, laziness, and wasted time, something clicks. You stop negotiating with your excuses. You stop allowing yourself to rest when you haven't earned it. Anger becomes the spark that gets you out of bed earlier, the fuel that pushes you through another rep in the gym, the grit that keeps you grinding at midnight when everyone else is asleep. The problem is, too many people are afraid of anger. They've been told it's bad, that it's dangerous. Of course, it's dangerous, so is fire, but it also cooks your food and keeps you alive in the cold. The danger isn't in the anger itself. It's in not knowing how to control it. The key is to aim your anger inward, not outward. You're not mad at the world. You're mad at the version of yourself that let things slide for too long. You're not trying to destroy people. You're trying to destroy the habits, fears, and weaknesses that have been holding you down. Anger can push you to break patterns that comfort will never challenge. It can make you willing to risk failure because you're more disgusted by staying the same than you are afraid of losing. Think of your anger as a forge. Inside it, you melt down everything, your excuses, your doubts, your procrastination, and hammer them into something sharp and unbreakable. Every insult you've heard, every door slammed in your face, every opportunity you missed, feed it to the fire. Let it harden your will so that when resistance shows up, you're not just ready, you're hungry for it. The world respects results, not complaints. People who turn their anger into action move faster, fight harder, and climb higher because they're powered by something deeper than motivation. Motivation fades when things get hard. Anger stays alive as long as you keep remembering why you refuse to lose. It's the voice in your head that says, "I don't care how tired I am, I'm not done yet." It's the pressure in your chest that makes you double your efforts after a setback. It's the spark in your eyes that tells everyone around you, you will not be stopped. Killing comfort zones means deliberately stepping into situations that make you sweat, shake, and question whether you belong there. Because those are the moments that stretch you into someone stronger. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It whispers in your ear that you're fine where you are, that you've earned a break, that you'll start tomorrow. And you believe it because comfort feels good, safe, familiar, predictable. But comfort is also where dreams die, because nothing extraordinary is built in a place where nothing challenges you. If you want to grow, you have to be willing to make your life temporarily harder than it is now. Think about the last time you truly pushed yourself. Not just did a little extra work, but really stepped into a place where you had no idea if you'd succeed. That's the zone where growth happens. When you lift weights that are heavier than you've ever lifted, your muscles tear so they can rebuild stronger. The same rule applies to your mind, your career, and your life. If you keep lifting the same weight physically or metaphorically, you'll never get stronger. The only way forward is to demand more from yourself than you're comfortable giving. Most people wait for life to force them out of comfort, and by the time it happens, they're unprepared and fragile. Winners don't wait. They seek discomfort on purpose. They volunteer for the hard project. They put themselves in rooms with people who intimidate them. They take the leap before they feel ready. Why? Because every time they survive that discomfort, their threshold expands. What scared them yesterday becomes easy tomorrow, and then they raise the bar again. You have to understand that comfort doesn't just stall progress, it reverses it. The longer you stay in it, the weaker your drive becomes. Your mind starts to accept mediocrity as the standard. Your body loses its edge, your goals get smaller so they fit inside your safe little bubble, and before you know it, years pass and you can't even remember the last time you felt truly alive. That's why killing comfort zones isn't optional if you want a life worth living. It's survival. The process isn't supposed to be pleasant. It's supposed to make you question whether you can handle it, and in those moments, you discover that you can. Cold showers, tough conversations, new skills, high pressure environments, these are the training grounds where resilience is forged. They strip away the illusion of safety and force you to adapt. They teach you how to perform under pressure, how to think on your feet, how to endure when everything in you wants to stop. Every goal you've ever had that's worth anything lives beyond your comfort zone. Financial freedom. That means learning skills and taking risks you've avoided. A strong, healthy body. That means workouts that push you past the point of comfort. Building unshakable confidence. That means speaking up when your voice shakes, acting when you're scared, showing up when you'd rather hide. Every win comes with a tax called discomfort, and if you refuse to pay it, you'll never collect the reward. The truth is, the discomfort never goes away, you just get stronger. What was once terrifying becomes normal, and then you push again. That's the cycle. That's how champions are made. Working like your life depends on it means treating every single day as if there's no safety net, no backup plan, no second chance. Most people approach their goals with a half-hearted effort, as if they have infinite time to figure it out. They work when it's convenient, when they feel inspired, or when they have nothing else to do. That's why they stay stuck. The truth is, if you want to build something extraordinary, you have to approach it with an urgency most people can't even understand. You have to act as though failure isn't just inconvenient, it's fatal. Because in a way, it is. Every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. When you decide to work like your life depends on it, distractions become irrelevant. Comfort becomes irrelevant. You stop checking your phone every 5 minutes because you know the clock is ticking. You stop giving yourself mental health days that are just lazy days in disguise. You stop negotiating with yourself about whether you feel like it today. You show up no matter what. This level of commitment doesn't come from motivation. It comes from discipline, and discipline is built by doing the work when every cell in your body wants to quit. People will call you obsessed. They'll say you're taking it too seriously, but the truth is, obsession is exactly what separates the winners from the quitters. While others clock out at 5 p.m., you're still at the desk, still in the gym, still learning, still moving forward. You understand that the world doesn't reward almost. It rewards those who show up relentlessly, day after day, until they can't be ignored. The grind isn't glamorous. It's lonely, it's exhausting, and it's often thankless. But the ones who can endure it are the ones who reap rewards so massive that people later call them lucky. Working like your life depends on it doesn't mean destroying yourself physically or mentally. It means removing the option of quitting. It means building a schedule so tight with productive actions that laziness has no place to hide. It means being willing to sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term power. It means understanding that while your competition is sleeping, you're building. While they're partying, you're preparing. While they're talking, you're doing. You have to create a level of urgency in your mind that makes inaction unbearable. You have to see every wasted hour as a small death, because it is. Each one is a piece of your life you'll never get back. When you treat your time like oxygen, you stop squandering it, you make moves faster, you adapt quicker. You chase opportunities instead of waiting for them, and you don't stop when it's hard, you push harder. The people who change their lives are the ones who decide that there is no plan B. They burn the boats so there's no retreat. They stop thinking, what if it doesn't work? and start thinking, what if I make it happen no matter what? That mindset forces you to operate at a different level. You start seeing obstacles as challenges to solve instead of reasons to quit. You start noticing opportunities you used to miss. And every single day becomes a test of how badly you want it. Cutting dead weight means removing anything and anyone that slows your progress, drains your energy, or keeps you anchored to the version of yourself you're trying to leave behind. Most people fail not because they're incapable, but because they're surrounded by people and habits that constantly pull them back into mediocrity. You can have the biggest dreams in the world, but if you keep carrying around dead weight, you'll never take off. Dead weight can be toxic friends, unproductive routines, bad habits, or even outdated beliefs about who you are and what you're capable of. The problem is, most people are emotionally attached to their dead weight. They convince themselves that certain friendships are loyal, even though they've been built on gossip, negativity, or mutual laziness. They keep habits that they know are destroying them because they're comfortable. They cling to old versions of themselves because change is uncomfortable, but you can't step into the next level of your life while holding on to what belongs to the last one. Every ounce of energy you waste on the wrong people, the wrong activities, and the wrong mindset is energy stolen from building the life you actually want. You have to get brutally honest about what's holding you back. Look at your inner circle. Do they push you to level up, or do they pull you back down to make themselves feel better? Look at your daily routine. Does it build you or drain you? Look at your environment. Does it inspire you or numb you? If the answer to any of these questions is negative, you have a decision to make, and that decision will not be comfortable. Cutting dead weight often feels cold, but the truth is, you're not abandoning people. You're choosing to save yourself. The moment you start cutting dead weight, you'll feel lighter. Your focus sharpens because you're no longer dealing with constant distractions and unnecessary drama. Your energy increases because you're not spending it on people who take and never give back. You start moving faster toward your goals because you've cleared the runway. And this isn't just about people. It's about habits. It's about cutting out the mindless scrolling, the wasted hours on TV, the constant snacking, the late nights that ruin your mornings. Every habit you remove that doesn't serve you is replaced with space for one that does. The resistance you'll face won't just come from others, it'll come from yourself. Your brain will try to trick you into holding on. It'll whisper, it's not that bad, or you can handle it, because it hates change. But the moment you realize that holding on is the reason you're not where you want to be, you'll start to see the cost of keeping the wrong things in your life. Every person you allow in your circle is either planting seeds in your garden or poisoning the soil. Every habit you keep is either sharpening your blade or dulling it. Every choice you make is either weight you carry or fuel you burn. If you want to move quickly, you have to travel light. That means removing the noise, removing the baggage, and surrounding yourself only with what moves you forward. The more dead weight you cut, the faster you rise and the more unstoppable you become. Never negotiating with your dreams means refusing to dilute, delay, or downsize what you truly want in life just because it's hard, inconvenient, or takes longer than you hoped. Too many people start with a vision that excites them, but the moment they face resistance, they start trimming it down to something safer. They convince themselves they're being realistic, when in reality, they're just lowering their standards to avoid discomfort. The problem is, once you start compromising with your dreams, you train yourself to accept less than you're capable of achieving. You set the bar lower each time, until one day you're living a life that's nothing like the one you imagined. The world will constantly offer you deals to give up on your vision. It will tempt you with easier paths, with smaller goals that can be reached quicker, with distractions that feel like progress but lead nowhere. And the moment you take one of those deals, you've made a silent agreement to live beneath your potential. Refusing to negotiate means you ignore those offers. It means you keep the original target in your sights no matter how long it takes or how much it hurts. It means you'd rather fail chasing the highest version of your goal than succeed in something you never wanted in the first place. When you don't negotiate, you also stop giving yourself escape routes. You remove the back door. You stop saying, if it doesn't work, I'll just do this instead. That kind of thinking kills urgency. It makes quitting an option before you've even started. But when you decide there is no instead, you show up differently. You push through fatigue, you fight through doubt, you keep going because you know there is no alternative that will satisfy you. Holding the line on your dreams also means not letting other people's fears or limitations become your own. Friends, family, and even strangers will tell you your dream is too big, too risky, too unrealistic. Sometimes they'll do it out of concern, sometimes out of envy, but either way, it's not their dream to understand. You have to build an unshakable wall around your vision so that no one else's opinion can water it down. You protect it, you feed it, and you work on it every single day without asking for permission or validation. There will be moments when the grind feels endless, when you question whether it's worth it, when the results are slower than you want. Those are the moments where most people fold. That's where they say, maybe I'll settle for this instead. But those who refuse to negotiate don't settle. They adjust their strategy, not their dream. They adapt to obstacles without abandoning the mission. They understand that the process is as important as the outcome, and that every step forward, no matter how small, is still moving toward the original vision. Your dreams are supposed to scare you. They're supposed to feel out of reach, because if they didn't, they wouldn't require growth. The discomfort you feel in chasing them is proof that you're aiming high enough. When you never negotiate, you learn to live with that discomfort, to turn it into fuel, and to keep moving forward without lowering your aim. You understand that every sacrifice, every delay, and every setback is still a better deal than giving up and living a life that doesn't light you up.